Hey, what's up, y'all? Thomas Rhett here. Just want to give a huge shout out and thanks to Cody Allen and CMT for their huge support of my new record coming out on September 25th. The album's called Tangled Up, so we decided to do an Ask Anything chat for Cody and the CMT listeners. So let's get started and see what we got. Brianna from Shimong. Is there a song of yours you wish more people heard of? I think I always go back to Beer with Jesus. I feel like, obviously we put it out as a single, but I never fully feel like it got to, get out there and be played enough for a ton of people to hear it. That's definitely one I wish more people had heard. Alyssa from Springbrook. Is there anyone you would be totally starstruck by if you met him or her? Probably Brad Pitt. I don't know why that is, but I feel like if I met Brad Pitt, I probably wouldn't have a whole lot to say, or Angelina Jolie, for that matter. Haley from Boston. If you could have any superpower, which superpower would you want? If I could sprout gills and be able to, swim underwater for extended amounts of time, I think that would be pretty awesome. I don't know if that's a superpower, but it's a power I wish existed. Bobby Sue from Elizabethtown. What one thing you miss the most that you can't do now because you're recognizable? I'd probably go out with my buddies, just downtown Nashville or anywhere, and I guess kind of not necessarily worry about what I do out because I don't really do anything that bad, but I guess you worry about if you did something and you got arrested, that'd be pretty embarrassing. But other than that, I don't know. I pretty much do everything I used to do. What is a song you consider a guilty pleasure on your iPod? Probably Where Are You Now? Justin Bieber. Kayla from Wisconsin Rapids. What's one thing you can't go on tour without? Probably a new package of socks. I feel like I can't ever keep up with socks. When I come home, they're just, one is always missing, or two, so I always have to get new socks. Carrie from DeKalb, have you walked into a Zaxby's and just stood in line to see what reaction you would get? No, I have not. I've only been through the drive-thru since me and Brett have done the Zaxby's commercials, and I did not get a reaction, which is hilarious. So, Patty from Attleboro, when will you be releasing your tour dates with Brett? They actually got released yesterday, so I think you can go on me and Brett's websites or our Instagrams or our Twitters and find those tour dates to see where we're going. Dave from Lebanon, Tennessee. Thomas, thanks for being on today. My neighbor owns a few Zaxby's. His name is Chad. Can you give him a shout out so I can make him buy me Tangled Up and a chicken finger plate? Boom. Chad, get your buddy the album and just give him an unlimited supply of chicken finger plates. It'll make his life. Thanks, Dave. Tatiana from Palmdale. Is there ever a question that you wish somebody would ask you because you're just dying to tell a particular story? Man, that's a deep question. I don't know. I wish people would ask more about, I guess, more of my personal life rather than just songs or just stage or just concerts, because I feel like I have a lot of stories to tell and I have a lot to talk about, just about home life and being married and stuff. So it'd be nice if people would ask more about that than sometimes just, concerts. Kaylee from Costa Mesa. Which song was your favorite to record? Honestly, that's not cliche, but I think Crash and Burn was just one of those ones that was just so fun to record. I think all the guys that were in the studio recording the song, I think, had a blast too. So when we finished that song, I felt like we knew we had something special. So I think Crash and Burn was definitely my favorite. What's your favorite music festival to go to? Trying to think. This year there was so many festivals that we went to that were crazy, but I think if I had to pick one, not just because of the festival, but for the view as well, there's a festival out in Washington called Watershed that overlooks basically like a baby Grand Canyon, and it's just such a beautiful place to play, and the fans are insane there. So I would definitely say Watershed. Courtney from North Canton, where do you usually get your inspiration from songs from? Honestly, just experiences, people I meet during meet and greet or When I'm on the road watching other acts play and I get to, hang out with certain people from the crowd, I feel like I get a lot of song titles from people just talking about life or, watching people go through different experiences of life, talking to my buddies, talking to my family. I think just conversation really sparks a lot of inspiration for songs for me. Tiffany from Indianapolis, who would your dream collaboration be with? I've said this a couple times, but I think Adele would be my favorite person to collaborate with, just from a standpoint of overall voice, and the way that she writes songs. I think just really intrigues me. So it'd be a blast to do one with her. Paulette from Grafton, who has been your motivation to stick with music? I think honestly it's just fans. When we go out and play, album cuts, and you hear people playing album cuts that were not ever songs that even made it to the radio, I think it makes you always want to keep giving those people brand new music to hear because, if they loved your first record, they can't wait for your second record. So, I love making music for people to listen to. So definitely the fans. Sophia from Philadelphia, who would you want your opening act to be when you headline your own tour? I don't know, man. There's a bunch of great artists, but I love Kanan Smith. I think hopefully down the road someday, me and Kanan could put on a great show together. I love his first single, and I love his new song, and just a great dude, and probably be a great dude to tour with. Aaron from McAllen, when you're getting ready for a show, what are your pre-post show rituals? Before the show, usually have one Crown and Diet Coke, and then me and the whole band huddle up and pray, and then we go play the show, and then after the show, they usually come up on my bus and we talk about the show, and if it was good, we celebrate, and if it was bad, we talk about, how we can be better for tomorrow night. So I would say those are two things that we really do every single show we play. Heather from Hillsborough, are you a dog or cat person? Fully a dog person. I don't think me and cats get along. They hiss at me and they growl, and I don't know that cats growl, but they growl at me. Nava from Grantsville. Name 3 people who you would like to go on vacation with if you got the chance. I don't know, probably me and my wife, Hugh Jackman would be fun, I think. We'd go to Australia and kick it together. Maybe Ryan Gosling from when he was in The Notebook. And maybe Jack Johnson. It's kind of random, but I feel like we could really kick it in Hawaii pretty good. It's such a random. Okay, sorry. Josh from Chicago. I'm ready to buy Tangled Up. Love me some Thomas Rhett. I wanted to ask if you get a certain amount of CDs from your label to give away to friends and family. I probably do, but I think I'm gonna go. I think I'm gonna go buy them all. Give myself a little bit of support here. So, Christine from Leavenworth, what has been your biggest challenge of your career? If we're being completely honest, I think it's, really being concerned about what a ton of people think about what we do on stage or the kind of songs we put out on the radio. I think once you can get past the fact that, there's going to be people that are going to love your music and people that are not, I think the better off you are being a musician and a singer. I have so many fans that love what we do, and those are the people that we do it for. So I would say that's been one of the biggest challenges that, in the past couple of years I've definitely gotten past. What new song are you most excited for fans to hear? I really can't wait for fans to hear this duet I did with Jordan Sparks, a song called Playing with Fire. Wrote the song with my dad, and it's one of my favorites on the record, and it still gives me chills to this day, even though I've heard it like 1,000 times. But it's great. Can't wait for you to hear it. Are you having fun on the road with Florida Georgia Line and Frankie? I'm having a blast. I've gotten to know FGL and Frankie so well since January, and anytime you get to tour with your buddies is always it just makes for a great tour. And when you get to play for crowds that are sold out, it's kind of just like the cherry on top. But those 3 guys are fantastic, and I've loved getting to know them. Lisa from Guelph, Ontario. Do you get to write your own liner notes, or do you just get a certain section that's yours to write what you want? I get to write all of them. Obviously, it probably can't be like, like a book of things, but that they do give you kind of that whole back page of the insert to write people that you want to thank. So it's a lot of fun to write, and it's a lot of fun to be able to thank people with words rather than just talking to them. So it's a fun thing to do. Livia from Cairo, are you superstitious? If so, what are you most superstitious about? I'm most superstitious about college football. So every time I watch the Bulldogs play on Saturday, I always wear my jersey and my helmet every time. Well, I wear the jersey the whole time, but when Georgia actually has the ball, that my helmet has to go on, which is super random, but it works half the time. Rachel from Baltimore, the most important question, what is your favorite type of Pop-Tart? The easiest answer would be just the normal strawberry with the white icing on top. Classic. Suzanne from Burlington said, so how do you feel about being pinned as country music's version of Justin Timberlake? Someone actually on Twitter the other day said, Tom Stritt looks like an unathletic version of Justin Timberlake, which is hilarious. But I don't know. I mean, obviously he's been a huge influence on the way that I like to, use my stage presence and stuff. I mean, that guy's production is crazy. So to really just even be considered just as a fraction of how talented he is a huge honor for me. So I feel pretty good about it, if you feel good about it. Jamie from Union City, your live show is such a blast. What made you decide to use Uptown Funk in your set list? When that song was huge, well, obviously it's still huge, but when it came out like last November or whatever, me and the band were listening to it on the bus on the way home, and we were like, man, what if we did this song in our set? And so we worked it up and did it the first show out on the FGL tour, and you watch people just their faces just light up and they start to move around. So it's just such a fun song to put. I mean, you can't deny that that's a great time and a super fun song to put in your set. So we did it, and we still do it, which is crazy. So. Tim from Richmond, can you do an album of classic country songs and call it Retro Country? My family can't wait to buy Tangled Up. Yes, that will be my fifth album will be called Retro Country, and I'll do all my favorite classics for sure. That'd be a blast. Thank you again for all the questions sent in today. Once again, thank you to Cody Allen and all of CMT for putting this Ask Me Anything chat together, and hopefully y'all have enjoyed me answering these questions, and don't forget to go buy Tangled Up on September the 25th. Hopefully we see y'all on the road.